move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman.
Welcome back to Culture Healing. So today I have a guest who I am extremely excited about because I discovered him yesterday. And since then, I've been watching a lot of his videos. So I messaged him yesterday and I asked him if he can do a video with me to discuss the African woman and just how powerful she is and regaining that power within herself. So I will not say anymore. I will allow him to introduce himself and his platform.
All right. Peace and power, everybody. Good rising to you. My name is Fosterebayy, and I am who I am. I am a, humanitarian teacher, artist. I do a lot of things. So basically, I have a YouTube channel, and I am solely focused on, preaching to the Black community as well as, the awake, the aware and the conscious individuals on earth who are, embracing the change that we are stepping into, which is the new world and everything that has to do with uplifting our
ourselves,
individual, exactly, our senses of being, spiritually, physically, and the sole idea of the things I do. My sole aim is to, uplift and create an awareness of the divine consciousness that is present within people. Okay, family. So I have a YouTube channel, right? And on my YouTube channel, this is what I'm dedicated to doing. So today, we want to talk about the African woman. You understand? The Black woman, right? It's very important that, because we live in a society that spends millions, billions, if not trillions, I don't know, on making sure that the average Black, man or woman doesn't understand their divine energy and then they leave the earth. This is, you get me? This is the point we are in right now, and it's really up to this point in our lives.
Yes, it is.
And I'm really glad as well to see a lot of people like myself and you on this platform. Basically, we have a lot of other things we should be doing, but we are dedicating our time on improving bringing awareness to the people. I feel so. First things first, let's look at who is a Black woman and what is the purpose of a Black woman. Right now, everybody has their beliefs, but I have mine. I mean,
and it's very interesting, actually, his opinion.
Everybody has a belief, but I have mine. You get me? And everybody's entitled to a belief, right? And then so I, have a belief and understanding that now in the creation story, before we are where we are now, right? To go back thousands and thousands of years ago, I have a firm belief that the Black woman existed before the Black man exists today, because the Black woman is made of divine feminine energy. And it is important to understand that for the feminine energy is simultaneous to saying the spiritual energy or the emotional energy of, our existence, and masculine energy, is simultaneous to saying the physical energy, which is, the powers that have to be more present in the physical realm of reality, which is the third dimension, right? So we must understand that what this means, this is synonymous to saying that the masculine energy is, related to Mars, the planet Mars, as the feminine energy is related to the planet Venus. And now, the feminine energy being Venus, right, is the algorithm, okay? Because the spiritual plane, right, is essentially needed, right, for the physical plane to be created, because the spiritual plane is the first existence, right? That is like the algorithm of a computer program.
Yes.
So this is what society has made us to not recognize. Rather, they have created a flawed system. And, we must understand that being masculine, being men and women in society, right? Being a man and being a woman doesn't mean that you should, it doesn't
You're
mean
less.
It doesn't mean that one person is better either.
Yeah,
you get me?
Definitely.
The idea is, you feel me? Right? The idea is
to coexist together on an equal plane.
Yes, and as a man, you must understand that you're a man. What the scientific composition, or rather the energetic composition of a man, simply means containing more feminine energy, more masculine energy, but then a content of feminine energy, right, which can still be improved or reduced.
Yes,
The
depending on where you give your
definition,
energy.
Exactly. Depending on whatever you use your energy for, of the many things that are available on this existence to use your energy for. On the other hand, as a woman simply means more presence of feminine energy, but then a little presence of masculine energy that can be harnessed, increased or reduced, right? So this is where society helps us to automatically do the button of making more women to be masculine and making more men to be feminine. That goes against the divine order. And this is the problem.
Because this is where you have confused people all over the board right now. So that is the issue. Yeah.
And it's crazy because this confusion is not going to stop unless no one can help you, right, to see beyond this confusion. It's a program that has been installed in your software, in your mind. Yeah. You get me? And then to transcend this confusion and live on the plane of freedom and truth, you have to go through the journey within personally to unlearn a lot of the things that we have been indoctrinated and imposed to practice in society. That's the reason why we are where we are, because we've been taught to live right solely based on the ego, feeling that the ego, this third dimension is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that is where religion comes in, because that play a major role into that as well.
You feel me? Religion, right? The biggest problem ever, right? And many other problems, right? But then religion is such a big problem that it knew it was a big problem, and it created itself to, if you're religious, if someone is questioning your religion, it's constructed in such a way that it gives you the liberty to say, oh, everybody else is talking shit, and then that further puts you in the hex. Yeah. So it's nobody can help you to
see other things. Yeah, because you're not open-minded enough to see apart from what you believe is right. They don't question anything, so definitely, yeah.
This is why in Egypt there's a saying written by the great Tehuti of thought. There's a saying that the students, right, the master, the teacher is going to be available as long as the student is ready to learn, right? So the words of wisdom are awaiting the ears that are willing to listen.
Yes.
So this is our problem now.
Yes.
Right? People are seeing everything happening. Some people still have social media. So people are seeing clearly that everything
is
right.
True.
Something is wrong.
Yeah, right? and not just social media. Period, right? And not just social media. We being melanated people are naturally in touch with everything around us. So when you were little, you questioned religion, your body, your energy did not feel connected, but you still forced yourself because grandma said this is the way and I fear going to hell. Basically, it's just a bucket of fear. So then you just have this thing where the man is the matriarch of the home and the woman is nothing. And you have that distance, yeah?
Balance.
Yeah.
That's a good balance. Duality. You see, this is why we need duality. First things first, I think the function of men, right, being that we have a surplus amount of Mars energy, which is the physical energy, means that we are meant to, on this dimension, use our masculine energy to create a system that can be run, with a matriarch formation, so that there can be a Mars energy protecting the Venus energy right now from thriving and filling the minds of people with love, because people need to understand the reason why there's an attack on the feminine energy and all the women, especially black women, is because the black woman is God, and when you attack the black woman in this material plane, in this material plane, exactly, it affects her. She's the womb. She's the fertile.
Yes.
So it affects her. So if she's affected spiritually, right, it's gonna affect everybody.
Agree.
Because the black woman is the algorithm to our system.
Yeah. And if you don't want to come to the heights that he's talking about, pay attention to a woman who don't have access to herself. Even if you don't have much education in any way, right? You go into a relationship with a man, he is as educated as he can possibly be. The moment you say, no, I don't want to do this, he is going to change his mind. Whatever decision you make, he goes along with it. Why? Because you are his woman. He is trying to make you happy, and whatever you say goes. This is the power that we have, but we have been taught to use it in the wrong light. Yeah.
And nobody can unteach you. All you've said is perfectly true, but nobody can unteach you. You have to unteach yourself. So this is where the Matrix is playing its part in providing more distracting things and more illusions and more pleasuring things, right? And then, so like, how do you do it when you're giving all this pleasure, right? All this pleasure without wisdom on how to transmit this pleasure, and that's it. So it's everywhere. Here I live in Africa. Here, you know, there's a bunch of people that probably be in, you know, Europe, America, who text me and be like, "Bro, you live in Africa." I mean, like, you know, the girls in Africa, the guys in Africa, basically everybody should kind of have like a sort of like African touch. Yeah, people do, but then let's not forget that like it's a spiritual warfare. So it's in the cities where I stay in Africa, it's big. Like the whole, I even think it's worse, but I won't say it's worse, but like it's big as well. Like, and what I mean is big is the attack on the divine feminine energy. It is big. It is, you know, it is. Prostitution is like an allowed thing. It's kind of normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because all it takes is society to just create a branded name that's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then you know, our queens now fall because of the pleasures that are attached to that thing as a bait. For men, the same thing. You can be like, you're meant to live divinely. We have the 42 doctrines of Mayat that every individual is meant to follow to live in, you know, according to the universe. But then we don't do this. We are, you know, involving in fraud, involving in this, that. What this is doing is this is changing our spirit karmically, right? And this blocks our divinity, right? And that's blocking us from accessing the spiritual plane. And then we're stuck in the physical. So the idea is to keep all of us stuck in the physical.
Yeah.
And that is what's happening now. Except most of us you see here who, you know, have gone on the journey, right, to transcend this physical and exist multidimensionally, which is what we're trying to help people with now. So dear queen, listening to this, because this essentially focuses on queens. Dear queen, listening to this, the power is in your hands. There is nothing that anybody can do to make you accept your divinity. You have it. Look around you. Look at your skin. Look at your soul. It is you. But then you need to put in the work, the 50-50, right? There's something called the law of compensation. When you make a 20, it's the 80-20 principle. When you do a 20% action into something, there you have a 80% manifestation that's already waiting to attract itself to you. So what we need to do is to start small, right? Start small, but then have big goals, because you don't even know that you're a goddess. Let me tell you something. What a goddess is told to be, right, is nothing compared to what it actually can be.
Yes.
Or they maybe forget that divinity. Then we are all living on our minds. So if you stop living in your mind and live in your heart space, like the goddess that you are, you will see the power that we have to bend things in the emotional plane to manifest here in the physical plane. That is your power. That is what you're not taught.
You're not just a earthly being. You are bigger than. You know what I mean? Like, and I would love for you to explain this to a lot of women out there, that you are able to your periods, your menstrual cycles are able to you're gonna mummify a person. This is how powerful we are. You can able to be able to mummify him. Get a pure goddess like myself, other women who eat clean, get a good full moon. You can actually bring his energy back to his body. This is who we are as women. We are portal to life to bring and to create. You know what I mean? So I don't want women to think that you're just here to have sex and to create babies. That is not who we were. We were portals. Just take it away, because I just want you to say.
We are portals. The black woman is the divine fertile ground. Like, she is the portal. She is the womb. She is the access point. So it's really what it is. So the more spiritually in tune you are, the power you have to influence, you know, the energy of the man that you're with, right? So it's not, you know, we have been, you know, remember there's the way this matrix works. This matrix works, its best way is always putting distractions in front of the things you can see and the things you can hear, because nobody can really make you go against your willpower. You have to accept something before it can be imposed upon you, right? So, but then we live in a society where nudity and then sex and then selling sex is so accepted. It's cool.
And it's misunderstood.
So cool. Yeah, it's Tinder, Instagram, a lot is promoting a lot. Is, you know, big shout out to the people who use their platform for things that are divine in nature. But then, like, currently, the people who don't realize themselves, it's tough because they don't even understand the scars that they are already making to their soul.
It's true.
Sex with anybody. Now, you must understand that if you're having sex with anybody, there's going to be, not only is there an exchange in pleasure, right? There is a drastic exchange in energy, right?
Yes.
Energy. Spiritual energy. Spiritual signature. So look, this thing could happen, right? Look, it's as weird as this. We can have sex, and then if I sleep the next night, I can start to feel you in my dreams. Is that crazy? Right? It's real. This is energies that are bigger than you can actually see with the eyes. But the truth is that now, why people who are already in, you know, stuck in this form of, you know, this form of illusion in the matrix, why most people are still stuck is due to the fact that, you know, it's like they are already living on a very low vibration, so they are not even on the vibration of the universe. So they, like, it's when you live on your root chakra,
connected.
Boom, when you live on your root chakra, there's absence of feeling. You can't feel because you haven't even transcended to your sacral chakra. And now your root chakra is your grounding chakra. So if you keep on spilling your sexual energy, this will, remember, when I say grounding, it doesn't only mean physically. It affects your grounding emotionally,
in your energy. Yes.
Everything. This is why if you want to start a business and you transmute your sexual energy, best believe that business is going to have a lot of input, a lot of power, you know, a lot of reservoir of energy to impute into your business, hence increasing your manifestation.
Yes,
that's what it is.
Yes,
without an energy, without a frequency of the unit, without being in tune with
you can't connect.
And even if you manifest, right, and you think you're manifesting and you're enjoying, like, yeah, anyways, I could just still be, you know, having sex anyhow if I want to. Even if you think you're manifesting that little thing you are, trust me, which means that there's 10 times more what that you can achieve that you don't know, right? So, like, are you comfortable with being, you know, this way? A bunch of us are not, because we have seen better, and we know you can see better, but then we cannot make you to see better if you don't have a desire for better. It's that simple. Right? We have love. I have love for. I like lately. I really had like my African queens on my back, because like lately, like that's been like throughout this week, that's been my, like, the main thing I've been thinking about in my mind, the main things I've been making videos on, because it's crazy, right? I had the female I was dating, like a girl, you know, I was dating her, and the relationship didn't really go well because, like, she didn't know who she was, right? Yeah. And then she was being used to want to take me off of my path.
Exactly.
Now, if not that I had the spiritual wisdom, in my mind, I'll be blaming her and looking at her as the devil. But no, I have a very strong wisdom to understand that the reason why she now is, you know, is being so problematic to me is because of the energies that she carries, right? And then it's a spiritual, you know, it's a spiritual dispute, right? Not even physical.
It's a clash.
Physical, You get me? Physical, you might still be attracted to the person.
Yeah.
No, but spiritually, your spirit is high. That is, there, and it doesn't just work. Like attracts like.
Yes.
Right. So, in order for you to meet high quality women, right, and high quality women like myself and she, you need, right, to live on the vibrational rate of accepting abundance, and then you have people to talk to, right, who improve your life with new information. This is just how it works. You can't control it.
No.
But it's all divine frequency.
And it wants what it wants. That is the problem about being on a frequency that he is vibrating on. You can't just see him and say, hey, I want to be his mate. Your energy knows instantly when seeing him that I am not even amounting to what he is giving off. So it's going to feel intimidated. And when a lot of us systematic people get intimidated, what it tries to do is break that energy down. And this is where we have the clash in a lot of relationships with people these days. You know what I mean? And there's when they call it the ego. But the ego is a controlling factor that tries to break down what it cannot control. And there goes our relationships. Yeah.
But it's beyond the thing. And if you still live on a low vibration and you don't strive to change, see, you're still going to keep having the same problems. You would think you know your way out, but you're still in the same problem.
Yes.
This is the problem. The spiritual problems are way more bigger. You know, the spiritual problems lead to 95% of the problems. The things you see going on in your life, right, they are rooted to certain spiritual issues that you have unknowingly, willingly, you know, set intentions towards manifesting, and now they present themselves into your life, and then you can't. Yeah. You know, now start on, why me? Why God, why me? You are God. You are God, right? What goes up must come down. So you put yourself in whatever you did, you have to.
It's true.
Go through the pain of coming out. But then once you're out, this is a beautiful life, right? This is a beautiful life. Life, like I'm telling you, I miss the lockdown, and a lot of things are going on. Like you're breathing, like you're alive.
This is perfect.
This is
what I'm saying. This is perfect downtime. It's perfect.
When you breathe in prana,
body is the best thing.
I'm telling you, and it's not present in the reality of the person who does not accept their divinity.
Yes. I told people, I said, this downtime that we're having is the best thing that happened to Black people. Because understand, a lot of us are forced to work in the work system. We weren't able to say, hey, let me just stay home for 2 months straight and do nothing. Right? Yes. So you were able to stay home, to reconnect, to get to learn the people around you, to get to learn yourself. Right? So you are able then to go into the sun and download a lot of information that you would have missed while being in a building. So I'm telling people, the corona to me is bull. I don't believe a single bit of it. But during that time, I made sure to tell people, go outside. We have never had downtime as a Black race before. The system made it up to keep us in lower vibration. So this is time for us to unlock, for us to get better, to research information, to get everything healthy within our body. But that went over a lot of people's heads. You can only say too much, right? But to get back to the divine woman. So you as a woman who is now becoming aware, what is the path I should take? Where should I start in just continuing to develop my inner divine power?
I think you must first understand that. You must first understand the concept of the battery effect or battery, right? You must first understand polarities, and you must first understand energy. And you must first understand that in order for you to be successfully, in order for you to possess success in this physical reality, right? In order for you to, the things that manifest in your everyday life, you want them to be harmonious, you have to understand that there needs to be a balance of the spiritual and physical energy, which is, you know, the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy, right? So if you want to get on this quest, what I need you to do is you need to ask yourself, firstly, I need you to question is ask yourself, now, what energy do you think that you provide? What kind of energy do you think that you exude more in your everyday life towards, let's say, towards the opposite gender and towards everybody?
Right.
Now, if it's the kind of energy that is controlling, if it's the kind of energy that is diva-ish, if it's the kind of energy that is, you know, if it's the kind of energy that is, you want to, you know, fuck around with this guy, you know, if it's the kind of energy that is, if it's all, basically, if it's a negative energy, you know what's up, it's going to produce a negative result, right? So the idea is, the whole idea, right, is really, it's very easy to state. Focus on understanding that. Focus on understanding that you need the divine masculine energy to, you know, that you need the divine masculine energy to, you know, harness things in this dimension. But first, the operating system starts first. Like, I'm putting it this way so you can understand it in a computer level. The operating system needs to be created and functioning first for the interface that you see of, for example, Instagram to be the way it is. All right. So what I'm trying to say is embrace your female, your feminine nature.
Yeah.
Don't try to rely so much on desire. Right, when you can naturally attract
to it. Yes. Gems.
Leave that to us. Leave that to us, like the divine masculine. Leave it to us.
Right.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't act on desire at all. But what I'm just trying to tell you is that you are naturally built to attract, instead of, you know, as compared to the masculine energy, who is naturally built to you know, to desire. Right. So that's the thing. So
just work on you and then let it happen. You don't have to go after the material things in the world. It comes after you, basically. Yeah.
But that withdrawal effect from the illusions and the things that we've already you know, subscribed to in the matrix and can't seem to get rid of, that withdrawal effect is what is going to come back hitting us in the ass anytime we say, yo, we want to, you know. But the truth is that there's something called the darkness of the soul. And this is a thing that is experienced when you are transitioning from a phase of, you know, spiritual vibration to another. And then that manifests here at the darkness of the soul, where you might just start to feel too tired or too uninspired for a period of time. Well, this is the kind of thing that we actually have to go through when you're, you know, quitting certain habits, you know, and that are spellbound to this matrix, right? So this is the kind of thing you have to go through, right? So it's like, so this is the reason why a lot of people would not want to go through the stage of, you know, being their best self, because of these little things. And then trust me, like, everybody who you see is spiritually awake now and conscious, and, you know,
it's not easy. It's not. Understand? We're not telling you this because we're trying to tell you, oh, you gotta be extra strong or special to do this. Nah, ain't even nothing to do with that. This is a road that, if you want it, big man, this is my accent, I apologize. If you want this, you have to definitely go through the works. We're not saying you about here gonna cry out. You are gonna cry out your eyes, because why? You are unshedding everything you've been taught, everything you've loved, everything you've been attached to. So you're going to be healing while blooming at the same time. So sometimes it can be hard while you are blooming. Understand? It's going to take a while. Sometimes rain is going to fall, boy, and sometimes you're going to get some rain, right? But when you have bloomed, that's it. That's it for you. It's just opening information, evolving, collecting, going forward into the future, and that is about it. But remember, you are coming into a stage with attachment, with burden, with other people saying in your head, with other people's everything else, opinions. So you will have to shed that in order to become and learn who you are. So that is what we would mean by this is a hard journey, because you are shedding other people old selves and then your old selves to become who you were truly are before you got here. Yeah.
And that's it. So everything we have said now, this is, you know, take this, go home and meditate on it, because this is the key, right? And I know that there's a lot of queens out there who, you know, want to become their best self, and they're going through the process right now, the difficult process. That is that's the storm before the calm, right? So I want this video to be a means to encourage you to realize that you're doing it right?
Yeah.
If it's not difficult, if it's not a challenge, then you're not doing it right? Like you're doing it right? This is proof, right? So you're going to get rewarded eventually, right? But then remember, do not time yourself. Understand that it's not about time, it's about journey, right? So grow with the journey, and the obstacles present themselves, and when the obstacles present themselves and then you defeat these obstacles, you transcend to the next level of the journey. So start to see the difficult situations that present themselves to you as, start to see them as like a boss level in a game, right? So this boss level definitely is going to take some of my energy, and what I mean by taking my energy is it's going to take, it's going to be, tasking to defeat this mission, but then I will defeat this mission anyway. So that is the central idea. That is everything. So it's perception has a big part to play in this as well. So how do you perceive this situation that you're dealing with at the current moment? If you're perceiving it like you're the victim, and then you're like, oh, they're just coming to defeat me.
The blame game.
That's God telling God that they're beating God, right? That's like a virus program, right? So it's so the idea is wake up to who you are, right? And realize that instead of shouting outside and crying when you feel like you're having difficult situations, no, those difficult situations can be avoided if you learn to tap within, meditate, love who you are, and channel your energy, right? You can, in different ways, eat healthy, love more frequently, go out and do stuff around yourself, right? If you spend too much time on social media, I'm not trying to control you or tell you that like I know what's best for you. No, I don't know what's best for you. Everybody has a life the right to live their life the way they want to, right? But this is just an opinion. I feel that it's like I'm bringing a fruit to the table to add to the table. You feel me? With all this being said, I had nothing but love in my heart and support, and I have faith too, because I know that we are in great times. Yes. These times call for these great times. Let it remind you that these great times call for, the warriors and the army of the Father, right? Yes. The great times call for those who are prepared. So this is not the time to be,
complacent.
To be engulfed into the matrix. That's what they want you to do. Yeah. This is why in the past 10 years there has been a high change in technology. Yes. Right. It's been a high influx in introduction of technology, and the sole intention of this is to make us to
distracted.
To be distracted from the great events that are happening around us. So we have to be distracted from how we feel, and then we indulge more in what we see. And then if you are awake now, and if you raise your consciousness, you realize that the feeling of the air is not even the same
different.
Again.
Let me tell you.
It's different.
It is true. It is true. Yeah. It feels completely, it feels like there is something coming, right? But it's nothing to fear. That's
nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear.
Yeah, and it's not real.
Okay. Thank you very much. There we go. And that is that. Simple. It is not a thing. It is, and that is one of the things on this journey that you will learn, that no matter what happens around you, you will get the right information. So the fact that, so that you wouldn't be afraid of whatever it is that's around you, because you being who you are as a melanated being connected to everything around you, you realize that you have no need to worry or fear. Everything happens good for your life. This is what this system, not the matrix, this spiritual journey is about. This is it. It was made for us to just experience. So It wasn't made for us to have a bad life. It was always to teach us something. It just got misconstrued into the system.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, that's pretty much the jewels that I feel that, you know, I can present right now. You know, heaven is gonna help. Like, I'm gonna just put it this way: heaven is gonna help those who help themselves. And I'm not trying to preach any Bible kind of thing. I'm trying to tell you that even the Bible, there's a lot of truths that there that, you know, we actually, you know,
came from
hear
us
every day. But we didn't even, like, see, we have to help us, help yourself. What I was trying to tell you is that it's 80-20. Do your part. Watch the remaining. Because everything, all right, let me end on this note, right? I want to put this last thing here. This is a very important thing. Now, there are 4 ways of setting intentions, right? Respectively, and according to the vibration. There are 4 vibrations to setting intentions, and respectively, according to their intensity. The lightest way you can set intention, the lightest and the most, the lightest form of setting intention is through thinking, emotional thinking, right? Constantly having an emotional thought about it. Now, this, you know, when I mean setting intention is what you need to do to manifest, right? You need to put an intention is simply an emotional thought, right? Or an emotional action, right? That is what an intention is, putting an emotion to something that you want to, you know, imaginatively think about and create in this reality. So thoughts now is the lightest intention. After thoughts, you have speaking. When you speak things into existence, that is a second level of setting intentions, and then this, you know, has a faster form of manifestation delivery. Now, a more effective form of setting intention is through writing. When you write, that creates a physical representation of that which you have thought about emotionally, and it brings it from the realm of imagination and emotion to the realm of physicality, which is this realm. And then once it exists in this realm, even if you wrote something in a paper, the idea is not only that was it physically written, there was an energetic signature behind, an energetic intention behind what you wrote in that paper. So if you feel while you write, this is why if you or you just draw something and post on and keep it on your wall, that becomes part of your reality, because you have someone that has energetic thought form into existence. And then this is the 12th form of setting intention, which is through writing. As you know, everything has its density, and now the heaviest and the most effective and the slowest, because, you know, the faster it is, you know, the faster the way the intention, the lower, you know, the reverse, the lower the manifestation ability. So now the slowest form of intention but the most effective is the 4th level, the 4th vibration, which is action. All right, so action is the 4th level of intention, the 4th vibration of intention we can set to see things come into play. This is just the law of the universe being broken down. So we have 4 intentions, more like 4 cycles, right? So summarizing it up is thoughts, our words, our writing, and then our action. So you already know the secret, you already know the answer. So if you keep thinking about that you want to change, that is only going to give you, let me just say figuratively, if that will give you, let's say figuratively, 10 volts if you're thinking about it. But then if you speak it into existence, affirmations, that gives you 20 volts, right? If you write it down, that gives you 30. And then if you act upon it, that gives you 50 plus. That is the secret to how,
and it's created. Vision. It starts with a vision. That's it. And that is it, ladies. Now, I would like to have him back, but we'll see how it goes, because I really want him to come back again. But ladies, thank you. So, but ladies, we are the tip of the iceberg to heal our community. They did not work so hard on us because, hey, they hated us and hated our hair and our smile. It's because we have influences to our community. So if you are aware of the programming that has been done on you and the family, then you become aware of who you are as a woman. Let me just put this in there. Creation starts with you. You have the DNA in your system and the gene that created this race. Okay? Thank you. All right, then. Okay. There we go. So, you as a Black woman is way more powerful than your body, is way more powerful than your hair, than your voice. You are powerful in energy. The moment you recognize that you are this powerful and what you can change, it should be your responsibility to change our dynamic. Okay? I'm going to leave that there as well. Plus, he told me 20 minutes, and we are way over 20 minutes right now. So, so I'm going to let him go. Don't hang up though, right? I just want to thank you afterwards. So I'm going to let him go. Please, I post a video on my Instagram with him talking about the African.
Peace and power, family. In this video, I'll be talking about the woman, the black woman in particular. But let me just be in general. Now, who is the woman? A woman is a womb man. What is a womb? A womb is a fertile ground. It's fertile, right? Fertility is where fertility happens. So you need to understand that. I need you guys to understand things beyond the physical at this point, what I'm about to explain, right? Let's think metaphysical, let's think spiritual. Now, what am I trying to say? Now, a woman is not only someone you look at because, what society has made us understand is because, we live so third dimensionally. We don't know how to interpret the spiritual manifestation of things, so we only subscribe to the third dimensional manifestations of things, and that limits us in the end of the day. So you need to understand one thing, that the woman, right, not only can she fertilize your seed and bring forth a child, but she can also fertilize your intentions and bring forth manifestations. You need to understand, right? Because it's okay in some situations, like I'm at this point in my life where, like, I have niggas, like I have friends, like guys, but like there's certain things like that you might want to manifest in your life, and you just notice if you tell this to a woman. That's why if you tell things to maybe your mother, right, somehow it just magically works. You understand? Now, there's the science behind that is simple to explain if you have a third and a fourth dimensional coexistentiality, because like it's easy for you to interpret them and compare. So a woman is so if I have something I want, basically, right, I can tell that to a woman, and then she can make it happen faster, because the spiritual realm is of a lighter density than the physical realm. Hence, things can process faster in the spiritual realm. And you understand? And then this physicality is just is a realm of time, so it's like slower. And then what I mean is like, so a woman is empathetic. Women are naturally emotional, so women have access to that emotional energy. The emotional energy is the feminine energy. The masculine energy is the action energy, and the emotional energy is dominant in the spiritual realm, as the action energy of the man is dominant in this material realm. You need to understand something. This is why the man came from the woman. The woman is first because the spiritual realm is first before the physical realm. You understand? So the woman came before the man. The man came from the woman through a process called parthenogenesis. This is a system whereby a female has asexual reproduction naturally. Like, you don't understand, like a woman gives birth without even needing a husband. And this is believable because even plants do this. I need to understand, humans, we are really no different from plants. We're just biologically a bit different, but then we still function the same ways. If you understand wisdom wise, we function the same ways through growth and bearing fruit. You need to understand something. For a tree to be able to asexually produce, women too, they can. It's called parthenogenesis. You need to understand this. So now, with this being said, understand something. A woman is a fertile ground, just like the earth. Why is the earth called Mother Earth? Because she's a woman. She represents fertility. And then the father is the heaven. From the heavens, you see the stars. When the stars like in this picture now, you see how the stars are synonymous to, the sperm when it's going to the ovum, and the ovum is like the, it's like the earth. You get me? I'm saying that just explains something. Everything as above, so below. It's a universal understanding. This is a general universal, perspective if you look at things. So you need to understand something, that you need to transcend the third dimensional mentality and look at women for more than what they are, provided that they look at themselves for more than what they are, because women are more than what we know. You get me? But then the truth is, it's all about vibrations. If she is living on the low, if she subscribes to the low mentality of, understanding of who she is, you understand, and then that is only going to manifest that vibration that she is. So yeah, she can be, there's some women you like. So that means that simply that if a woman is not, being in a true spiritual nature as a woman that she is, if she's not, having the ability to, manifest, to harness her high empathy and use it for interdimensional communication between the third and the fourth dimension, what is going to happen is that this woman is, if she doesn't have this, if she has, so fed into society and allowed a lot of guys to,
enter into her sacred space. You get me? She has allowed a lot of guys to enter into her heart and use her a lot of times. What this is happening is this is just empathetically, this is removing her emotions, and then physically and spiritually, this is actually affecting her, you know, and then sexually, it's actually gonna, you know, destroy her and all this kind of thing. So you need to understand something. First of all, society has been engineered in a way that is going to keep the woman away from herself, especially the black woman, because you need to understand everything is against the black woman, because the black woman is God, and that is real, that is true. There's no lie behind that. It's all facts. It's all sensible to think about it. You understand? If you look at biology and look at nature, and if you tune into nature, you should understand why the woman is God. First of all, men, we have nipples, bro. I don't use this shit. I don't know what it's used for. So definitely, I'm not saying I'm not complete. I am complete, but then I'm not saying the woman is, you know, I'm just saying that the woman can actually do without the man on some real shit. But then, see, get me, we both, where the government now fucks us up is that they try to put thoughts in our head that will make us to constantly focus on division. They divide us in every way, religiously, ethnically, culturally, in every way they can divide us. Genderly, they divide us as well, because you see the whole men and women fight, all those things are not necessary. Feminism is a total pot of big ass bullshit. Any woman who's a feminist has lost her identity and has carried the identity that society has created so that she can now be a masculine person. Do you get me?
Other content, because I love the video that he did with transmuting your sexual energy. That is so very beautifully put. So I'm going to post that as well. Please,
awesome.
Follow this guy. Understand, he is amazing. Okay, he is truly amazing. The way that he breaks down his things, beautiful. So go follow him. I am going to post him. I'm going to ask him to come again. And thank you. Please let them know again. Even though I'm going to post it, tell them where to find you.
Come again.
I said, even though I'm going to tell them where you are, please tell them where to find you still, your music, where they can find your music, etc., etc.
Okay, family, you can find primarily on YouTube, right? My music and my, you know, inspirational videos are on YouTube. You can also find all my music on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, AudioMac, different digital streaming platforms, but those are just the popular ones that you can find me at, you know. And yeah, you can also send me a DM on Instagram. Let's keep in touch and connect, all right? That's what we do.
The thing is, I messaged him yesterday and he responded immediately. So he responds, okay? So just give him a shout and go from there. He's really cool. So with that being said, I will not hold him up. I will end this podcast here. Guys, thank you so much for this. Thank you for listening. Please go sub and look at his videos. Thank you for listening and sub to my channel as well. Have a fantastic and a very awesome day. I am grateful for you guys as always. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you. Yes, you. So, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for coming to my page. So, I would like for you to subscribe, and I also want you to watch the last video, and I hope that you enjoy everything on my channel. Thank you.